Hello everyone, Derek Stam Toys, and we are back with yet again another action figure review. Today we've got the Elite Series 119 Bron Breaker, and of course I'm super excited to get into this one. When am I not super excited to get into an action figure review? Of course, this is my first figure out of this whole wave so far. I do have the Ethan Page and the Dominic on like a little pre-order thing through Amazon. God only knows if I'll get it, but I also did that with this Bron and I got it. So fingers tied that these guys will not get Jacob Fatu'd and then I'll have to find them in the aftermarket, though I may outsource and just get them anyway, because F it, why not? I do want the Cena and the Liv Morgan as well, but we'll see when we get there as well. It's been a pretty nifty week on my bank account already. We've had plenty of stuff in because tomorrow is the special day, at least as of recording this. You'll probably see this the day after. No, I may upload this on the 18th, August 18th to be exact. My 3-year anniversary here on YouTube. I plan on trying to do a lot. I may at least get 2 to 3 videos. I do have one set to premiere as of recording this, so there's at least one out of those 2 out of the way. I'll probably do like a little yearly talk video, as I've kind of done for the first 2 years I've been here on YouTube. And if I'm lucky enough, maybe I'll be able to get Will versus Cody out to the people, as I do plan to grind that out a little bit more. As you guys can see, I've got Will and Cody out there just chilling, relaxing in front of the crowd, but enough talk on everything else to do with Damn Defiant Wrestling and, well, Derek Stam Toys. Let's get into this action figure review now, shall we? Alrighty, you guys, now that we've got Hot Dog Bron out of his plastic prison, we can get into this action figure and get into his accessories. Of course, and well, kind of thankfully, he does not come with a whole lot of accessories. A set of fist hands would have done this figure quite nice though, but we do get 2 different sets of hands. As you can see, he does come with a set of weapon holding / mic holding hands pre-plugged into the figure, and we do have this pointer finger hand, which looks a lot better in my opinion. I don't know if it's just me, but do the fingers look a lot smaller on this hand now? Like I said, it could just be me. That could have been something they've changed a while ago, and I am just now noticing that. But here we've also got the newer Intercontinental Championship, the most recent version of the Intercontinental Championship. We've also got the Bron Breaker side plates included on this championship. Not a bad looking championship. I think this actually looks a lot better than the original release of this belt. But I also will say, I can't stand it when they have the side plates on the championships like that. And it's just because, if I ever want to use that belt, it just looks annoying having a plate that says Bron Breaker, say if I put this on a fucking Cody Rhodes figure or something. I don't know. But all that aside, now we can get into the good, the bad, and the downright ugly of this figure. And I say it like that because we've got a lot of good here, don't get me wrong, especially when it comes to detail and just the way the attire looks, the skin tone upgrade here, because I do like the skin tone. Don't get me wrong here, though I hate the fact that this now does not match any of the other Bron Breaker elites that we've gotten as far as skin tone goes. So now he's got 3 different skin tones, and now none of his interchangeable heads on these elites will match on any other body. So that's gonna be kind of fun though. His last elite and his first elite, those head scans do kind of mix and match up fairly well skin tone wise. This one though, and I say it like that because, This figure is actually really damn good on the head scan. I love this screaming expression here. But sadly I can't put a stern look on him and then use the screaming scan for when I want it, and vice versa on any of the other figures. So that kind of sucks, but whatever. Hopefully we'll get those head scans down the line on like basics or something in the skin tone that we can work with, and this one in those skin tones potentially. Who knows, because he gets like darker and darker every day on TV with the spray tan, so he'll probably just get even more Hogan-like as far as the skin tone goes. But he does have his nice unique tattoo here on the shoulder, reminiscing on Goldberg here. He must have loved that final match he had, just throwing that out there. But you've got white wrist tape, you've got the nice yellow tiger stripe singlet with the white stripe going down the side that continues down to the knee pad with the same pattern as the singlet, black backings on the knee pads along with the black biker shorts for, of course, the look aesthetic. And honestly, so far this figure is really top notch as far as what gear they chose and all that good jazz. But of course, mine suffers the good old D'Lo Brown syndrome, as I like to call it. I know MDT makes the reference to the Elite One Mysterio. Sadly, I didn't have that issue with my Elite One Mysterio from back in the day. Sadly, that shit broke. But yeah, you know, it's a sad tragedy to have to keep dealing with this in the modern day. But as you can also see from having to deal with that, we've also got little bits of paint wear and tear, not like from posing the figure, but just quality control issues that Mattel does not know how to keep under control, because I keep seeing shit like that all the time. Of course they are massively produced, so I don't know what you would really expect, but ooh, that's a blemish and a half, if I couldn't say so myself. It kind of looks like his hairline grew in a different spot, or the barber fucked up and missed a spot. So I guess that's a little bit of a iffy, or a fucky-ucky as I like to call it. But with all that being said, why don't we get the other Bron Breakers out and we can just compare him to all of his other elites, because I do own the Chase variant to the first elite and I do own his second elite, so yeah, why don't we do that? Alrighty, you guys, now that we've got all the Bron Breakers out here, at least all of his elites, of course I don't really collect anything basic wise, but we've got his first two elites technically, as we've got the regular and Chase variant. We've got his second ever elite, and we've got his now third elite in the line so far, and hopefully we'll get plenty and many more to come, as this man has some beautiful singlets and we need some of them gears in figure form. I'm sure a lot of you will agree with what I'm saying, but we're not here to talk about any of his other elites, or any future elites for that matter. We're here to talk about his current Elite Series 119 and the Tiger Stripe gear. This yellow gear, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, yellow is not my favorite color. I really am a big hater on yellow and green in particular. I just really do not care for those colors, so of course I can appreciate them when they look good. And in this instance, this is a beautiful figure, and I really do enjoy having this Bron Breaker edition in the collection. Now, on top of that, I do appreciate the update on the skin tone. Is like, if you do look at the other Bron Breakers, they almost kind of look a little too pale, I guess you could say, in comparison to his newer Elite. I guess his other most recent Elite, this Bron Breaker here in the black singlet, has a pretty decent skin tone, but these two here in the front, honestly, I can't really say they have the greatest skin tone. And I mean, it's whatever. It was his first elite. Can't really hate on it too much. At least the gears are great. The figures pose phenomenally. And honestly, they may pose better than his most recent elites. And I say that in particular because the Black Gear Bron Breaker, I want to say, had this leg issue. And he's got a loose foot. That's how it was straight out the package. And so doesn't his new one. And the funny thing is they're both on the opposite foot. So I could really just swap a boo and have one Bron Breaker be loosey-goosey as fuck. And I could have one be fairly normal. But will I do that? Probably not. But one thing I do have to do now is heat treat this Bron Breaker, so because of that, I am going to try to cut this one a little bit short. What would I rank this Bron Breaker on a scale of 1 to 10? Honestly, if he did not have all the quality control issues, I would have to say this Bron Breaker may be a good solid 9. He could really be a good solid 9. This may be his best figure since he's been introduced into the Elite Wave. And well, because of those quality control issues, I'm going to give him a good solid 8. I think 8 works just fine. It's not major issues. They're all fixable, respectfully. And I say it like that because that head scan, I'm not fucking fixing that blemish on the back of his head. It looks like the barber fucked up his hairline. And I'm not going to be the second barber to fuck up the hairline, and then I'm going to have to buy another Bron Breaker just so I can have a good head scan. Not going to lie, that cough kind of came out of nowhere. But speaking of out of nowhere, we still got the Dave Meltzer stars. The good old 1 to Young Buck match. What would I rank this Bron Breaker on the Dave Meltzer star scale? I gave him a good solid 8 out of 10. So a good solid 3.5 stars, I feel, will do the job for this Bron. And speaking of doing the job, if you guys could do a major job, aka a favor, if you guys could, if you liked the video, of course, feel free to like the video. And if you guys did not like the video, well, womp womp, I guess. But if you guys did like the video, feel free to, go check out some of my other action figure content. We do have a couple of new reviews that have been posted up within the past couple of days, as we have been on a streak of uploading every day for the week at least, and that's at least how it's gonna roll. And then once that week's over, it'll probably kind of cut back down into regular scheduling, I guess you could say. But we've got this JD McDonough review premiering tomorrow as of recording this, and we've got 2 new RVD reviews. Of course, the Ruthless Aggression Elite not being a new Elite, but it is still a damn near top Elite if I don't say so myself. And we've got plenty more to go around, along with pick-fed content as you saw here. And like I said, just plenty of shit to go around for you guys to watch. So what are you guys waiting for? Feel free to go check out any of my other content. And speaking of checking out my content, while you're doing that, maybe pull a Bron Breaker and scream at someone and hit a spear on the subscribe button. After all, it would be a big help if you guys could. We are on the road to 500 after all. A good old 1,000 subs we are almost at. And speaking of that, we are currently sitting at 414. We gained the sub back, boys. I don't know if it's a new sub or if it's a returning sub technically, but welcome back and or welcome to the channel if you are watching this currently. You may not be, because I don't expect you to watch every video I put out. But either way, on the road to 500, 414 is where we're currently sitting. So maybe this will inspire you to want to sub too. And if you guys could, feel free to share any of the content around with anybody you feel will enjoy my content. After all, we have plenty of reviews. We've got pick-fed content. We do a little bit of unboxings every now and again. I've shown people how to fix modern day Mattel legs, as the formula is a little bit different compared to when they first started, but it is not different enough to where it's not fixable, and easily fixable at that, in my opinion. Sometimes it may take a couple of heat treatments, but usually for me, the first go around gets the legs moving round and round every time. No diddy on that one, because that one sounded a little sus. But I guess on that note, have a good rest of your day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I don't know, because I'm not in your time zone, but if I were, would I enjoy my time? Probably not. I don't know, but on that note, I digress. Deuces. Yay.